Okay, you can hear me now? Okay, perfect. Okay, we're gonna start this. Um, Pretty much, I'm gonna go over some new things this week, some things that we're working on, and stuff like that. Afterward, you guys can ask me any questions you guys have, just at me in chat, or you can raise your hand. I'll bring you up to talk as well. So yeah, the first thing I do want to cover is the doc service, because I do see a lot of people talking about that, and obviously the doc service we're gonna keep trying to expand and grow it and be the best doc service. That's the goal here. We don't want to compete with the other projects, launching doc services. We want to be the best one. We want to be the go-to doc service, and I think right now a lot of projects see us as the number one doc service, which is great. Um, so what we did, yeah, I'll pretty much explain what we're doing right now to keep expanding the doc service. So obviously we have Gato, who's been a great help. He's pretty much doxing like 50% of the projects right now, which is great. I handle the fellowship side, which is a part of our agreement. Us in fellowship, I handle that, which is fine. Gato's been doing everything else, really awesome. We're like already, I think we've gotten double the docs clients this past week than we did the previous 2 weeks, which is incredible. Um, I just also had a meeting the other day with the owner of a really big marketing and advising agency, and pretty much they're gonna bring clients to us now, which is also gonna just gonna make the doc service even better. So next pet payout's definitely gonna be bigger. I think it's already like we're already halfway to the last payout, and it's only been a week, so that's really good for us. So yeah, that's just one thing I want to talk about the doc service. So keep expecting good pet payouts. Keep your pets staked. Make sure you get paid like that. It's going to be great. Like this is actual revenue stream that's like sustainable, which I think is great because most revenue models they end up just failing because the money just runs out. But this way we're just getting new projects, we're expanding partnerships, and we keep growing it. And I've already reached out to 3 other major launch pads, and if that passes as well, it's going to get even bigger. So yeah, that's the first thing I want to talk about. Sorry for all the coughing. I'm kind of sick right now. The next thing I want to talk about is the new business plan. So me and Halo, we've been working really hard on making a great business plan for like the next chapter of this project. Pretty much, um, we have a lot of great ideas to bring value to all our collections, and we're going to make sure it's in a great model so new investors can really just sit down and read it and be like, wow, this project has some like big visions, you know what I mean? So that's the goal on that end. We're going to be releasing that hopefully next week. We're probably going to get an accountant to check over some numbers and stuff like that beforehand just to make sure everything is like, perfect. That's the goal here. We want everything to be perfect. Um, the next thing I want to say is I see a lot of people in chat talking about how, you know, like pets are more valuable than mages, stuff like that. And the goal here, we want all the collections to be valuable. So like it's not like we're neglecting mages right now. Me and Halo and the team, we're constantly thinking of ways to bring value to that. And like once we release the new white paper and stuff, you guys can really read out all our ideas, everything we're planning, and you guys can see how much time and stuff we're actually putting into thinking of ways to make mages more valuable. So the female mage white paper, not only will it talk about female mage stuff, but it's also going to talk about how it's going to bring more value to all our collections and male mages. I'm going to talk a little bit more about mages a little bit later in this AMA as well, after I get through these other points I want to cover. Um, so the next thing I want to talk about is the art. So female mage art, it's going to be completely different than the male mages pretty much. So the female mage art, pretty much, it's gonna go. It's gonna be like a new world, new theme. We have our lore writer writing some amazing lore right now to go with it. I think it's gonna be awesome. I don't want to leak anything yet because I know a lot of people are into the lore. So you guys just have to wait for that to come out. But yeah, female mages are gonna be completely different. They're gonna be badass. They're gonna be like they're gonna be like warriors, like fighting mages. It's gonna be awesome. Um, Yeah, next thing I want to talk about is the female mage white paper. We're gonna hopefully release that next week. It's gonna have our business plan in the white paper as well. That's gonna be part of the white paper, the business plan. That white paper is gonna have the new utilities that we have been working on. It's gonna have like our vision that we want to accomplish. It's gonna have a lot of stuff. I mean, we're working extremely hard on this. Hopefully, you guys can see that when we release it. And the overall goal is to bring value to every one of our collections. That's the goal. Like, I don't want people to think, hey, if I mint this female mage, it's gonna bring the value, like, it's gonna bring the value of the male mage down. That's not how it's gonna work. First off, once we release the stuff we've been building, we're hoping a lot of people are gonna see this, a lot of new investors, and they're actually gonna buy male mages as well, because it's gonna show you all the new benefits to male mages as well. So the goal is to have, like, our Gen 1 collection floor go up a lot. That's the plan before we launch female mages, obviously. And even after we launch female mages, we want both collections to keep going up. That's the plan. Like, we don't want to have our collections go down, obviously. We're going to keep bringing in value and new stuff. Okay, so the next things I want to talk about is a couple of leaks. I'm not leaking everything, obviously, but just a couple of leaks I do want to talk about. Is the first thing is I know everyone knows we paused the launch pad for a while because, obviously the dev situation, but since we partnered with the Lucky Dog Studio team, we're gonna bring the launch pad back now. We're only launching like 100% sellout quality projects. The whole team has to be doxxed. They have to have proof of concept. They have to have good art. Only launching good projects for the launch pad. But I just want everyone to know we are gonna bring the launch pad back. Because there has been a lot of projects I doxed. They asked me like, hey, do you guys have a launch pad? We told them it's on pause right now, and those projects end up selling out with another launch pad. You know what I mean? And that's just revenue for our project that we're missing out, and more value that we can give to our holders. So we're gonna bring that back. Obviously, whenever we launch a quality project, you're gonna be able to buy some whitelist spots with Tome, which I think is gonna be awesome. I did want to say that. Another thing I want to talk about is that we are going to do stage 3 mages. So the mages are going to get another upgrade. That was always the plan from day one. OGs know that. We always have planned for stage 3 mages. So the stage 3 mages are going to be even better art. It's going to be a new style. It's gonna be awesome when we do that as well. So those are all the points I wanted to cover. I think we can get to some questions now. If anyone wants to come up to the stage, or if anyone has any questions, they can ask me in chat as well. If anyone wants to be brought up the stage or has any questions, let me know. Let me know. Are mage rooms still a thing? Can you clarify on that, Tipman? By mage rooms? Do you mean like metaverse? Is that what you mean? Sorry for the cough, guys. I think in the first white paper we had something about rooms in the Outer Academy where we could show our pets and stuff. Yeah, so that would be metaverse type stuff, and obviously that got put on the to-do list because everything that happened. We obviously we wanted to do that, but now we have other priorities. I think a lot of our holders want us to bring more value to Tome before we do something like metaverse. You know what I mean, Tipman? But that is something we definitely want to do eventually. But just like right now, it's not a priority. What's the timeline for stage 3 mages after female mage and dark pets? Yeah, so stage 3 mages would be after the female mage and dark pets. But yeah, the stage 3 mages are going to be fucking insane. Like, actual true profile picture art. Undead griffins? Yes, we are going to have undead griffins. When can we get sneak peeks for female mages? Whenever we start marketing for female mages, HR. So obviously it depends on market conditions, stuff like that. How are the Kings coming along? Really good right now. So pretty much we're having our lore writer write a bunch of unique, unique lore for each king. So each king is gonna have its own unique lore as well. Can griffins consume rug NFTs? That's actually a cool idea. We haven't actually thought of that, but that's actually a cool idea. I'm not gonna lie. If anyone wants to be brought up to stage, by the way, you can just raise your hand if anyone wants to have a question they want to talk about as well. But yeah, I mean, we're trying to bring value to all our collections, and like we want our Gen 1 collection to like pretty much like we want the floor price to be higher. Like that's how it is. I mean, I think we have an amazing community right now. Um, So whenever we do release new utility and new people buy in, I feel like our holders, like you guys aren't gonna just, dump your mages. Like you guys are gonna believe in like the long term vision of the project, and like the long term vision is to keep bringing value into the NFTs that we the mages, female mages, pets, keep bringing value and just keep making the floor price go up and stuff like that. That's the goal. Like we don't want to dilute our collections. Like you see all these other projects. I don't want to name names, but these other projects that launch another collection, and they pretty much they don't really do anything with that other collection. They just they pocket the money, and then they say, hey, you guys can stake this one with that one, you get a bonus, and that's it. And they make 5,000 soul for mint. Like that's not what we want to do. We're gonna have a full, like, you guys are gonna be able to see everything the money's gonna be used on in the white paper. You guys are gonna see all our visions, stuff we've been working on for the past 2 months already, and yeah, I mean everyone's gonna see that. That's the main goal here: full transparency in the white paper. Any hints about the new utility? No hints yet. No hints yet. But pretty much it's gonna bring value to mage holders. That man, we talked about that already. It's gonna bring value to mage holders, but also other people are gonna be able to use it, and it's gonna bring revenue into the project. And that's just the main thing we're working on. We're also working on two other things that's gonna bring value to mages, but it's gonna be different than the main thing that we're working on. So we're pretty much working on one main utility, and we have a couple other utilities we're gonna be working on as well in the meantime. But we have one main thing that we're working on. What, Ria? I just saw that. Yeah, if anyone else has any more questions, I'll think of some more stuff I did want to talk about in this, because I didn't want to leak too much, because I did leak the launchpad thing, which I think is a really cool aspect to the project, because there's a lot of quality projects we docs that want a launchpad. And I always tell them, I say, hey, you guys should maybe use Fellowship, you guys should go to Soulport, you guys should go to Magic Eden, you guys should go to Bifrost. But if I could just tell them, okay, we have a solid launchpad, custom, we can set it up for you guys, stuff like that, I think that would be great. Only quality projects. So the mistake we made last time was just launching a bunch of projects, but this time around it would just be quality projects. I think we could even have our holders vote if a project wants to launch on us. We can have a vote in the DAO, and you guys can be one of the deciding factors if we launch them or not. Because we don't want to launch bad projects, obviously. But yeah, Launchpad is back. Like starting now, pretty much. If any project that I docs, I'll recommend. I'll say, hey, we have a Launchpad. But that's not the main utility, obviously. No, I mean we'd have to be competitive, Tom. 10% is not competitive. Wouldn't that upset Fellowship? No, Robert. So Fellowship launches every project. We would only launch a quality project. You know what I mean? Yeah, but Fellowship doesn't give us all the doxes. Fellowship launches anything, Robert. Fellowship would not be mad at all. Like I said, this is only for projects that are like 100% sellouts. A fully doxed team, good art, good concept, proof of concept. Competitive percent is like 5%, Tom. I've heard a couple bots Fellowship launches recently. Do they have plans to fix those issues? So I'm not on the Fellowship team like that. Like I'm not part of their meetings or anything. Pretty much the partnership we have is they give us clients to docs and we docs them. That's pretty much our partnership. Um, but yeah, I can definitely talk to them about that to recommend fixing. I'm not sure the issues exactly. But yeah, I think we have a really solid plan going forward for the project. Like, I can't wait for you everyone to read the plan, and when I can start shilling to other people, like other investors, like give them the plan and everything, because we haven't really done any insider. I don't want to do insider. I feel like that's kind of messed up. So like whenever you guys get the information, that's when like everyone's gonna get the information. The competitive percentage is 5%, Tom. 5% is competitive. Any partnership opportunities with Bifrost? Who are we exclusive? Bifrost is like, I mean, I really like Bifrost. I haven't really had the opportunity to talk to them about that any partnerships yet. I'm pretty sure they handle their end of the doxing, and I think they only launch a couple projects. I don't think they launch a lot. But I don't know. For anyone new to the AMA, I did talk about this earlier, but we partnered up with a really big marketing and advising agency, and they're going to be giving us more clients to docs as well. And also, whenever we announce our new utility, it's gonna bring more clients to the new utility as well, which is going to bring more revenue into the project. Yeah, Blocksmith is super exclusive. Our goal is to find people that launch any project so we can dox them, get the revenue and stuff like that. Because obviously we're just doxing the founders of the project. If they don't sell out, they can end up refunding people, stuff like that. If we only dox like 100% sellout projects, the pets wouldn't make any money. Is that agency going to help us with Alder Mage marketing too? Yes. So I talked to the founder and he really loves our project. So he's going to help us a lot with marketing. But like I said, we're not going to start marketing until we release all the information because we're not doing like any insider stuff right now. But yeah, we have a great marketing strategy. It has to do with a lot of new lore that we're working on, new art, just new utility, a bunch of stuff. And yeah, they're going to help us. The founder really likes our project. All right, does anyone have any more questions or want to be brought up to the stage? Or if anyone has any questions about what I covered earlier on in the AMA, just to briefly explain what we covered earlier, we talked about the doc service. We talked about releasing the new business plan that's going to bring value to all our collections. We talked about bringing more value to tome and mages in general. And I don't think I mentioned this, but we kind of want obviously we want our tombstone and pet collection to be more deflationary, which I'm trying to think of a great idea for that. But we want to continually lower that collection supply, so it's more value for each person who holds one of the pets. Obviously, the first thing we're going to do is the merge with the pets and the tombstone, so you guys can merge those together to get the dark pet, which that's one thing we're going to do. But we're going to think of some more unique ways to keep making that collection smaller to give more revenue to the people that do hold the pets, and that's the plan going forward for that. Another thing we talked about is the female mages white paper is getting worked on, and we talked about the new art, and we also talked about stage 3 mages is what we talked about so far earlier for anyone new in the AMA. So if anyone has any more questions that they have, just let me know, or if anyone wants to be brought up to the stage. Yeah, I mean we have a lot of stuff being worked on right now. Like I can't wait to start releasing stuff. It's gonna be in the white paper area. So, and like I said, ETA on the new white paper is we're shooting for next week. But we're gonna have the meeting on Wednesday with you, Rio, and we're gonna talk about some of the new utilities. Approximate timeline for Gen 3 and females. It's gonna be in the white paper, solo player. It'll be in the white paper and release it. But everything depends on the market conditions, obviously. Like we're not gonna launch if the market like crashes or anything. Like we're gonna be smart about it, obviously, and have a good plan. Because like I said, like the main goals is not only do we want female mages to sell out, but we also want it to do good on secondary, and we also want more value to our other collections as well. So pretty much everything goes up. That's the plan. We don't just want to sell female mages out and have our other collections go down. That is not what we want to do at all. And like I said, everything is going to be fully transparent in the white paper, so you guys can see everything. Like what the money's going to be worked on, stuff like that. What will happen to pets and tombstones that aren't merged? Yeah, so that's what we're thinking, HR. We have some cool ideas for what could happen if people don't decide to merge them. So that goes into the thing I was talking about, pets being deflationary. So I mean, yeah, if you have a tombstone, you should also have a pet. Like, but yeah, if anyone wants to be brought up to stage or has any more questions, let me know. Let me make sure. Okay, yeah, audio was recorded for this AMA, so we're good on that. Audio was recorded. I know last AMA, a lot of people were upset about that. That's my bad. I forgot to, so I figured out the issue. I forgot to change my mic because I had two mics in and it had my other mic for the audio. That was the problem. But we're good now. I think I covered everything. Oh, Robert has a question. Nice. I'm gonna bring you up, Robert. How do I bring people up on this? All right, you should be able to come up now, Robert. Yo, yeah, what's up, man? Yeah. Oh my god, I fucking knew Robert was gonna say that too, man. Robert, you're gonna see in the new white paper, bro, that we mean business. Okay, I promise. I promise. All right. If anyone else has any questions, let me know. Otherwise, we're gonna end on that win note from Robert. All right. Has anyone ever complained about when you change the royalties of their mages and buy question mark? Um, I mean, most people just understand, you know what I mean? They're like, okay, yeah, I didn't read the announcements, that's my fault. There were some people that do complain, obviously, but I mean, at the end of the day, they should be checking the announcements in Twitter. Like we've announced that for almost 2 months and a half. So yeah. But yeah, I mean, yeah, there's been a couple people that complain, but I mean, once we explained to them that we made it clear to everyone a long time ago, they understand. And yeah, speaking of that, the next spell is going to be soon. So I mean, if you have a stage 1 mage, you probably want to upgrade it. And when you upgrade it, you also get less royalties as well. Is another benefit of upgrading. But yeah, there's really hasn't been that many complaints, Tipman. Most people are just, they're like, "Oh, that's my bad. I should have checked the announcements." Oh yeah, the last payout. Yeah, so yeah, as everyone knows, you guys can collect your soul on the site now, and that's going to be the same thing for like going forward. So whenever we have any revenue streams that we want to give back to the holders, it's going to go to the website again, so you guys can claim it directly from the staking site, which I think is awesome. And if you guys want, you can just let the soul sit there and add up over time. And yeah, next pet payout should be bigger as well. Just because we're getting all these partnerships with other launch pads, marketing agencies, making the doc service even better. Gata's been a great help. Oh no, you have not got that yet, Purple Jesus. That's gonna be coming in the. It's gonna go to the site. You're gonna be able to collect it from the site. Is there going to be a consistent day each month that payouts post? Oh no, it's always going to be random CM, so people can't delist, get the payout list again. It's always going to be random. As always, though, we will give a small warning before we do a payout. Like it could be a week before, it could be 3 days before, just to make sure people know they have to stake their pets. Because some people forget to stake. You should add some type of lockdown for pet payouts, since there's people who just delist, get payout, then list again, drop floor price. Hmm. That's a good idea, Titman. I'll talk to our developers about that and see if that's something we want to implement. I mean, that's a good idea. Any news on when to expect the new Tombstone utility? Yeah, it's going to be in the new white paper. Like I said, the new white paper is not only going to talk about female mages, but we're going to have a section that pretty much states how we're going to bring value to our other collections as well. So yeah, it's going to be in the white paper. We're obviously working on it. Right now, if you have a Tombstone, you get the Dark Tome, which is used for raffles. It's going to be used for mutations in the future, and also the chance to get a mage revival. So that's the current utility for Tombstone, but obviously we want to bring more value to that. And like the Tombstones and the Dark Pets, they're one and the same. So the Dark Pet's gonna have all the utility of the Tombstone. So pretty much, if you have a Tombstone, you should also have a pet, so you can merge them together. If that makes sense, RJ. But yeah, all right. Does anyone else have any questions before we wrap up this AMA? I think we covered a lot of cool stuff today. Next week is going to be, next week's going to be the more bulk of the information. To be honest, I think next week's AMA is really going to be a good one. That's probably when we're going to release the white paper, so we can talk more about that. PH is in here. Yeah, PH told me he was busy, unfortunately. The master of threads himself. Yeah, PH is doing great things right now. Just joined. I heard merging a pet and tombstone. Yeah, Zam, we're doing dark pets and light pets. So if you have a tombstone and a pet, you're going to be able to merge them together, and you're going to get a new art upgrade of your pet. It's going to be a dark version, or you can choose the light pet route, which is an upgrade with tome and possibly something else we haven't announced yet. So yeah, another art upgrade for the pets is going to be awesome. So if you have a pet and a tombstone, once you merge them together, it's going to have all the value of both collections and another added utility. So it's going to be worth a lot more. New art, new utility. So if you have a tombstone, you should also have a pet. I got one tome and two pets. Well, I need a second tome. So if you want two dark pets, you're going to need two tombstones and two pets. But if you want to have one dark pet, one light pet, you just need a pet. And I think I also I think I mentioned this earlier. I think if you have an animated tombstone, you're gonna have an animated dark pet as well. That's how we're doing it, just to give more value to the animated tombstones. Are there even any animated tombstones listed right now? I'm not. I don't even think there are. Those are hard to get. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, there's one animated tombstone listed. It was easy if you minted one. I mean, yeah, guys, like a lot of people, they minted an animated tombstone. I mean, I'm not sure how many people minted and is still holding from this day. But if you did, you know, you got diamond hands, obviously. Yeah, I think 60 or 80 people minted it. What was I think 60, right? 60 people minted them. Yeah. Yeah, that was a fun mint day. I remember our our old owner, he was supposed to announce the mint link, but he overslept through the mint. And I remember I think I announced like, "Hey guys, we have to delay." Yeah, that was a fun day. Oh yeah, there was like a month straight for like no animated. You still have the whitelist NFT token for the tombstones? Oh man. All right, does anyone have any last questions before we wrap this up? It could be about, you know, the future of the project. It could be about you know, something I already mentioned earlier. Topics I covered earlier. We talked about the doc service, business plan, bring more value to mages in tome. We talked about the female mage white paper. We talked about the art revamp. We talked about stage 3 mages. We talked about we're bringing back the launchpad. How are you doing? I'm doing awesome, Ria. I had like a 2 hour workout earlier today. Me and Halo are about to, you know, we're about to grind out the you know, wrap up the white paper, make sure everything looks good on that end. Am I getting enough sleep? I mean, yeah, I'm chilling. I'm chilling. I'll get some sleep once, you know, we got to go back to like, you know, we got to go back to 20 plus floor. Who's your favorite team member? Like from the like everyone on the team or just mods? We can go with mods. My favorite mod, man, that's a tough one. All the mods are just so good. I mean, if we're counting Gato as a mod still, I have to go with Gato. Gato's done so much to help the project. Obviously, he got promoted to an admin and, you know, doc service. You know, lead a doc service. But you know, if we're talking about all the mod work that he used to do, not not talking about Gato. Mm, I'll have to go with I'll go with PH just because, you know, I really like reading all the threads that he makes. I feel like you know, he's also helping the our Twitter account as well. I don't know. All our mods are so good. It's hard to pick. It really is hard. All right. Does anyone have any last questions or anyone want to? Oh, Mad Dog has a question and Detail, so I'm gonna bring you guys both up. Okay. We're gonna start with Mad Dog. Okay. All right. I just invited you, Mad Dog. Y- Yo. Yep. I hear you. Yeah, so pretty much we partnered with the Lucky Dog Studio development team to offer a launch pad, and we're not going to just launch a bunch of projects. We're only going to launch, quality, 100% sellout, good art, proof of concept, fully docs team projects. Like, it would be something like we launch probably like, one project a month or something, just quality. It's just something that we can have. It's going to bring more revenue into our project, and, so we can provide more value to the holders. Another thing we're going to have, you can buy some whitelist spots in Tome for that quality project as well. And that's pretty much what we talked about. Like percent of mint. Um, we're shooting between 5 to 10% based on how custom they want their candy machine to be. So if it's like a really like they want like 5 phases stuff like that, it would be on the higher end of 5 to 10. The comparative for like the candy machines. Like what? Like what's the competitive? What's the competitive pricing? Yeah, our development team is. Yeah, we'd be doing like everything. Oh yeah, so the first thing we'd be fully doxing. First off, we'd be fully doxing the team. We'd be making sure they have all the proof of concept. Fellowship doesn't make sure they have proof of concept and stuff. We'd give our holders the opportunity to vote to see if we even want to launch that project or not. Because like I said, we really want to focus on quality. And obviously, we do the metadata generation. We do the custom candy machine setup for them, and yeah, we do all that. Did I answer your question, Mad Dog? I'm pretty sure Magic Eden does do that as well. Because yeah, Magic Eden does custom launches as well. It varies for between them. They either do between like 5 to 15%. They also take royalties as well. Yep. They take royalties 100%, like at minimum 5%. We wouldn't be taking royalties. Yep. That's exactly what we're thinking as well. So obviously it wouldn't be a large portion because the project needs the funds, but I would get a small portion, and also people would be able to buy some whitelist spots in Tome. No, we don't offer that, so they would have to probably use Blocksmith or something along those lines. How cool, does that answer all your questions for that? Got it. All right, but all right, DTOS, I'm gonna bring you up now. Yo, what's up, man? Yep. Yeah. Oh, bro, we have some of the best alpha callers. I mean, I love Solito, Loco, Detox. I mean, you guys are awesome. I mean, I don't think I could pick like the best one. You know what I mean? I don't think I could do that. Yeah, 100%, man. You guys are doing great. Really appreciate it. That's awesome. I really appreciate that. Like, it's you guys that keeps us going and keeps us working and trying to think of, more ways to make the project better. I really appreciate that, man. 100%, man. Thank you. All right, on that note, before we end the AMA, does anyone have some last second questions or want to be brought up to the stage? I think we covered everything I wanted to cover in this AMA. Next AMA should be like, next AMA should have a lot of information, which I'm really looking forward to. But if anyone else wants to be brought up to the stage really quick, anyone has any questions in chat, right after this AMA, me and Halo, we're gonna finish up the white paper and stuff. We're gonna finalize some things, make sure everything's good. All right, I think we're good here. Thanks everyone who stopped by. AMA every single week. That's the goal. It's gonna be like that this entire year. Every single week, gonna go over what we did the week, answer any questions people have. So yeah, thanks for stopping by, guys. I'm gonna upload the recording. If anyone missed the first half on YouTube, everything's recorded, so I'll upload it there. And yeah, I'll see you guys.